Uh, Ladies and gentlemen, we have signed a defensive midfielder. We've been waiting for this, and we finally got the defensive midfielder. No, it's not Caicedo, but apparently this is Caicedo's replacement, or this was meant to be Caicedo's replacement at Brighton. Obviously, we're still waiting for Caicedo to happen at Chelsea Football Club, but Brighton were looking at this particular player, and we've got him. We've got him. It's a here we go. The medical apparently has been passed, and he's going to be announced as a new Chelsea defensive midfielder. We'll wait to see whether he stays at Chelsea or he goes out to Strasbourg. But I don't know much about this guy, so we're going to get to learn about this player right now on this particular video. Let's go.
All right. Here we go, back again on the other side of the coin.
Welcome back to the other side of the coin, ladies and gentlemen. Look, I was out all last night, Sydney time, so I couldn't do a live stream, but hope you guys have enjoyed the earlier video that I dropped early UK time in regards to Noni Madueke, so do check that out. While I was away, there was a whole heap of stuff that was going on, and we got a here we go for a new player. I wasn't aware of it. I came home quite late Sydney time, which was sort of post sort of afternoonish UK time. And I saw here we go for this particular player, and I was like, who is this? You know, what's going on again? So, ladies and gentlemen, let's get in on this particular news. Chelsea have sealed the agreement to sign 2004 talent Lesley Ugochukwu. Hopefully I pronounced that right. Lesley. Let's call him Lesley. Lesley Ugochukwu. And it's for 27 million euros, 27 to 28 million euros. Fees agreed with Rennes. Medical test already booked. Long-term deal also agreed. Loan to Strasbourg or staying at Chelsea. Decision to be made soon also with Pochettino. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, let me know. I've got no idea about this. I've seen some clips of this particular player on Twitter, and look, he looks like a destroyer type of a defensive midfielder, but he's raw. He's 19. He's young, so obviously he's going to be raw. But do you know what? I'm going to put it out there. I know I can see some of the fans on social media a little bit irate that Chelsea, what are you doing? Owners, what are you doing? You're buying another kid, this, that, the other. Fix Chelsea, forget about Strasbourg, forget about all of these loans. I'm going to have to say something, and that is I'm quite satisfied with some of the youngsters that we've already seen under this new regime and the scouting that we've done in the likes of Angela Gabriel recently, and many other players, even Diego Moreira. Like, I know he looks raw, but he doesn't look too bad. Andre Santos, Cesare Caicedo, to all the people that get annoyed when I call him Caicedo. So I'm not even in a position to actually say something negative about our recruitment team, about our scouting team, about our board. I feel like him, obviously coming from from French Ligue 1, playing in Rennes, I think Lawrence Stewart might have something to do with this. He obviously knows the talents of it. There seems to be quite a bit of hype about this particular player. Obviously, we haven't seen in Chelsea community because most of us live in a very closed sort of community, and we don't know too much what's going on elsewhere. But to all the football fanatics out there, that are absolutely devoted in looking into youth players or in other leagues as well, they've been rating this particular youngster a lot. So look, earlier on today, the news when it broke was this particular news from Fabrizio Romano. It actually came from this particular individual, Adam Leventhal. Chelsea have reached verbal agreement with Rennes for Lesley Ugochukwu. Deal in place, personal terms agreed, a long-term contract. Ugochukwu will sign for Chelsea, then talks will follow to decide about loan to Strasbourg. Fee around 27 million. 27 million. Like, I think, honestly, we should take a moment and not worry too much about, what are we doing? It seems like it's substantial amount of money for a young kid. But look at what we've done. Nicholas Jackson as well, 35 million euros, I believe, or pounds. And look how he's turned out to be. Andre Santos, we've already said. Cesare Caicedo, we've already said. Angela Gabriel, we've already said. And there's been so many more that we've recently bought. Even Omari Hutchinson, to a certain level, looks pretty good as well. Obviously, he's gone out on loan now. And I'm pretty sure I've missed out on so many. David Datro Fofana, another one who's looking like an absolute monster of a player. He's going to blow up in Union Berlin, I kid you not. He's already scored a goal there not that long ago. So 27 million, we may be thinking, oh man, for a 19-year-old, what's going on? We're penny pinching for Caicedo, and then we're splashing all of this money for kids. Calm yourselves down. I think we need to trust, and I think we're setting ourselves up for, in the future, not having to be in this situation that we are with Caicedo, where Brighton's got us by our balls and squeezing the living daylights out of it, so that we don't fall into this, so that we can call upon talents within our ranks to come into the Chelsea first team. So look, let's see, man. And then his French, under 21s, I believe, French international, that French contingency that we are growing within Chelsea Football Club, Buddy Shield, Wesley Fofana, Nkunku, Malagusto, and now you start adding him as well. So there's a bit of French connection happening at Chelsea Football Club. So we've already seen this one, 27 to 28 million fee, medical test already booked, medical test apparently already done as well. So let's have a look at this particular news, ladies and gentlemen. Let me just bring this up. Okay. Let's have a look at this. This is from The Athletic. Chelsea agreed deal to sign Lesley Ugochukwu from Rennes. Goes on to say Chelsea have agreed a deal to sign Rennes midfielder Lesley Ugochukwu. The deal is for a permanent signing. Chelsea have reached an agreement worth around 27.5 million euros, which is about 23.5 million pounds for the 19-year-old. I think that's fair enough, man. I mean, if he blows up to be a superstar, that fee of 23.5 million is going to look ridiculously low, and something that we will obviously brag about down the track. A medical is scheduled for the next 24 hours. Ugochukwu has also agreed personal terms with Chelsea and will sign a long-term contract with the West London club. It is undecided at this stage whether Ugochukwu will go straight into the first team squad or go on loan. Let's talk a little bit about this, whether he's going to go to the first team squad or go out on a loan. Strasbourg's name's being thrown around. I don't know how many players that we can actually send to Strasbourg. Seems like every youngsters that we're getting are now they're going to Strasbourg. Angela Gabriel is going to Strasbourg. Now Ugochukwu is going to Strasbourg. So many other players that we keep on saying that they're going to Strasbourg. I honestly don't know. Some people have said we can probably send about 3 players to one particular team outside of Premier League, I think. So I don't know. I don't know the rules and regulations around it, but we'll see if he does end up going to Strasbourg. Strasbourg are starting to look good. Strasbourg are going to be a team to look out for in league, and potentially could make into Champions League spots under Patrick Vieira. They've got a lot of talented players. Eli Wahi is another one that we're getting rumored with, potentially looking to send to Strasbourg as well. So yeah, and most important, ladies and gentlemen, this is a player apparently Brighton have been looking to get if they lose Caicedo, which I hope they do. But this is the player. So this is a mad slap in the backside to Brighton as well. We are not only going to hopefully take Caicedo, but we are also going to take Lesley as well from them, who was meant to be their replacement. So yeah, I like this because I don't want to fall into a trap where somehow Brighton find the next Caicedo in their ranks and then he becomes the next 100 million. Now let's scout ahead. Let's get ahead of the game, ahead of the curve, and let's absolutely interrupt them with whoever they're looking for. Ugochukwu made 35 appearances for Rennes last season. Chelsea have already signed France international Christopher Nkunku, Nicholas Jackson from Villarreal. Nicholas. Oh yeah. I thought they're talking about France international. Nicholas Jackson is not French. From Villarreal, and Brazilian winger Angela Gabriel this summer. While there have been a number of outgoings, midfielder and academy graduate Mason Mount has left Man United. Edouard Mendy, Kalidou Koulibaly, and N'Golo. So they go on talk about that. Look, we shall see, ladies and gentlemen. We shall see whether Lesley Ugochukwu ends up being at Chelsea. I mean, there is a certain need for more midfielders, especially this type of midfielders, defensive midfielders who are destroyer type. From the clips that I've seen, look, and we'll check out some of the stats as well. He looks like he definitely can be, that destroyer type of a defensive midfielder, but he's not shy to go forward. He does love to bomb forward. He's got very good ball carrying stats as well. And it's a matter of can you be disciplined? We don't need you to just bomb up willy-nilly every single time. We need you to be combative. And his aerial duels look impressive, man. His stats on aerial duels look really good, which is great. You need that in the Premier League. And if you're able to win a lot more of your aerial duels, that'll go a long way, especially in the Premier League, because there are teams that will try and go route one. And if you can win those balls, it's going to be massive for Chelsea Football Club. And we lack a bit of height as well, and people have been complaining about that. March 26, 2004, 19-year-old French under-19s at the moment, obviously playing for Rennes. And 26 matches played for Ligue 1, ladies and gentlemen, for Rennes last season, as you can see over here. Let me just reduce that. He can play in the defensive midfield and central midfield position. So look, I'm quite excited. I'm not even gonna lie. Decent stats for a 19-year-old loan doesn't make much sense. Let's see. So few fans are already on it. That the loan doesn't make sense. Tackles 67 percentile. Obviously, that I feel like you need to improve on that. But maybe for Rennes, he didn't have to tackle too much. So that's something. Interception, reads the game well, so that's pretty good. 78 percentile. Blocks as well. So once again, he reads the game well. So where he doesn't need to tackle too much, he can intercept and block. Clearances as well. Probably didn't have to clear too many times. Aerial duels one. That's a big one, man. 99th percentile. That's huge. Pass completion 87.3, 83rd percentile. Not bad as well. So the stats are not bad one bit. Ugochukwu on Pogba and Vieira, they inspired me a lot because of the way they play. When I grew up, my academy coach sometimes called me Vieira because they could see some techniques that he had before. I kind of see myself in both players, Vieira and Pogba. Can you imagine if you get a mixture of these two players down the track? Oh, that would be something exciting. And look, Strasbourg manager is Vieira, so who better to learn and sort of module your style to Vieira than learning from the man himself in Strasbourg. So look, we'll see what happens, whether he goes out on a loan. I feel from the clips I've seen, and look, I don't know too much about him. From the clips I've seen so far, the small bits and pieces, he does look a little bit raw still. So a loan is not bad, but few fans are already keen to keep him around. Look, I hope this doesn't mean that we don't go for Caicedo. We have to still go for Caicedo 100%. A lot of people are like me, what experience are you talking about with Caicedo? He's only 21. And he's only got a year and a half of experience in the Premier League. But believe me, that year and a half experience in the Premier League, he's showcased why he's one of the best midfielders in the Premier League. So you have to understand that. We're not talking about some Mickey Mouse midfielder here. We're talking about a top quality midfielder in the likes of Caicedo. Yeah, could some of our players turn out to be monster midfielders by giving them one season, like for example, Andre Santos, Caicedo, if you give them 1 year of Premier League experience, maybe they could turn out to be the next big thing, and that's fine. They could potentially, but right now they're not. And right now, that's what we need. Someone who's somewhat ready-made to go and help out Pochettino. Pochettino definitely needs help there. So I hope this is not something that we're bringing in Ugochukwu thinking that we're probably not looking to pursue Caicedo. So this is what I think Fabrizio Romano says over here. Lesley said to be excluded by Rennes squad for friendly games versus West Ham today. He's on the verge of joining Chelsea. Deal will be completed in the next hours. Club and player don't want to take any risk. So apparently he's been sort of put in the team to play against West Ham today. But I'll have to see whether that's actually happened or not. Looks like maybe it won't. But this is the thing. Lesley Ugochukwu has passed his medical in England. Deal done. So the medical's already done. So things have moved very, very quickly. I think it was from PYS that said that Fabrizio Romano That's a tweet that I'm trying to find out here. There we go. Ugochukwu is not linked to Caicedo deal in any way. This is from Fabrizio Romano. So for all the people that have been worried, don't be worried. We're still going after Caicedo. So we'll see what happens. We're so close to the Premier League start of the season, and we still don't have Caicedo. I'm a bit concerned. Hopefully we get that done. But apparently Lesley should not impact that deal one bit. Further goes on to say in social media, Lesley, 25 plus successful tackles, successful interceptions 29, and made 30 plus blocks, 31 for Rennes inside just 20 starts during the 2022-23 campaign. He also completed 15 plus take-ons during that time. Lesley is that destructive force in midfield. But people are quite excited about this particular player, man. And yeah, why not? Why not? Wow, that's a picture of himself and Neymar. He's giving Neymar a good go. Look, Neymar is a little bit lightweight, so allow Neymar. But Lesley, why not, man? Why not? I'm done with like looking out for the final product. I know right now we're looking for Caicedo and let's get that done. But I'm looking forward to the future where we can just rely upon our gems and not having to go out and splurge excessive amount of money for players elsewhere. Like, for instance, in this case, Romeo Lavia as well. For those of you that are curious, have a look at these stats. Like, his stats look better than Romeo Lavia. And I know Romeo Lavia played in the Premier League, but Lesley seems like from a individual performance level is not too bad. In fact, in certain areas, a lot better than Romeo Lavia. So these are some of the indicators, ladies and gentlemen. Pass accuracy 87.62, just a tad better than Romeo Lavia. Duels contested 9.3. Lavia a lot more, which is very good indeed. Tackles made 2.5, same 2.5. Take on success 70%, 69.77. He does like to dribble a little bit, Lesley. So does Romeo Lavia. I've seen Romeo Lavia drive from midfield. Aerial duels is the killer. Nearly 70% success rate, whereas Romeo Lavia 44. That's a huge one. That is a huge one. Ground duels 54%, 57%. So it's not too much of a difference. So look, Romeo Lavia has gone for about £50 million, and Lesley, we've bagged him for about 23 million. So I'm all down for these sort of cheeky purchases. Some more, the Brighton rumor, because I wanted to see, is this actually true? Is he actually Brighton replacement? Well, meant to be Brighton's, Caicedo replacement. So these are some of the things that people have been saying on social media. Lesley Ugochukwu would be another example of fantastic data-driven business. We've seen it with players like Buddy Shield and Jackson, that you don't need to spend 100 million to be excellent. Not to mention, this man has been tipped to be Caicedo's replacement at Brighton. Yes, for me. Tom as well over here saying that really appreciate seeing links to players like Lesley. Chelsea need to be searching for upcoming top players before they become 100 million rated. He was going to be Brighton's replacement for Caicedo. There you go. A lot of people saying he was meant to be Brighton's replacement for Caicedo. And yeah, look, we can get in on a player before he blows up to be 100 million. Why not? Seeing how fast we are closing a deal for Lesley Ugochukwu, he just might be Caicedo replacement for De Zerbi, talked about yesterday. So now we're signing Caicedo and his replacement at Brighton. Love to see it. There you go. Ladies and gentlemen, you let me know. I've said enough about this particular player now. And on top of that, not knowing too much about this particular player. So let me know what you think in the comment section. If some of you guys have been following him religiously, would love to hear from you guys. Smash the like button if you're here for the first time. Subscribe, hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow probably there's not going to be any live stream. I'm going to be out enjoying the weekend, continuing to enjoy the weekend on Sunday with family and friends. So won't be around, but probably will still drop a video earlier on UK time to sort of recap whatever has happened from now till the morning in Chelsea news front. Until then, everyone, smash the like button if you're here for the first time, subscribe, hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. Take care and see ya.